So earlier today, I said that Abyss Dweller was a very problematic card and made the format worse, and a lot of people disagreed. What I did find interesting, though, is that people disagreed with me by saying that Dweller was a healthy card because it kept Tier Laments in check. And although I will say yes, that is actually possible, it's not really probable. What ends up happening, like literally 99% of the time this format, is that Tier Laments themselves are summoning Dweller, and they're just mindlessly winning every game they're going first in the mirror match, or even against some other decks that would lose to Dweller. They're actually not even that unfair, and combined with the other interruptions that they're putting up, it's just way too much. That makes the mirror match way more dice roll oriented, which isn't skillful or enjoyable because if you're going second against someone who has like Dweller and Crime, you're pretty much screwed unless you have like the perfect combination of like engine and non-engine cards. And even then, you're probably really late behind, so you might just still lose. You would need something like Forbidden Droplet and a trap card in order to go through the Dweller and Crime combo, or you would need like Super Poly in case your opponent summoned the Lucaros, but unfortunately people are no longer doing that. I really dislike cards like Abyss Dweller, which makes unfair decks even better and make them win with even less effort, and that's the reason why me, alongside a lot of really pro players, actually agree on the fact that Dweller should not exist. But going back to the weak rebuttal that people typically use against me here, people genuinely believe that there are a lot of decks that can run Dweller and win against Tier Laments only because of it. I couldn't disagree more, as the only competent deck that I can really think of that can easily put up Dweller while actually still being a good deck would be Draco Slayer. I mean, it's really not like I can say that Salamandrate or Dinosaur was a deck that could easily compete with Tier Laments, even if it could actually summon the Dweller, so that really doesn't count, and the other rank 4 decks or whatever really aren't that good. I've not been Dwellered a single time by any non-Tier Laments deck recently, so that really just speaks volume on the fact that, pragmatically speaking, nobody really can summon Dweller outside of Tier Laments. And even if a rogue deck happens to summon Dweller against me and resolve it, that would be completely fine by me because I would at least have some resources to play through it, and at the end of the day, it is a less good deck using a broken card, which is fair against a broken deck like Ishizu Tier Laments. My problem is when broken decks abuses a broken card in order to prevent others from even having a fighting chance. So when I say Dweller should get banned, I'm actually trying to nerf Tier Laments, not the other decks that may or may not run Abyss Dweller. Oh, and by the way, I definitely remember that back in 2015 in Pepe format, people used to say that Nurture Beast was a healthy card because it kept pendulums in check. Bro, like, do you even know what was the #1 deck that actually used to run Nurture Beast? It was actually Pepe themselves. So again, by banning Nurture Beast back in 2015, maybe we would have been able to make mirror matches a little more bearable, because right now we're kind of seeing something relatively similar with Dweller. I guess people are dumb and just want to argue for things that make up like 1% of the metagame, which is very trivial, and they don't realize that they're exacerbating the problem for the majority. But yeah, again, whether you like it or not, Abyss Dweller is especially a card that is seeing play in Tier Laments, so it's really not like you can say that banning Dweller would make them any better. The one thing that it does change, however, is that the player going second can actually rely on his engine instead of his non-engine cards in order to have a fighting chance going second, which I absolutely appreciate because it increases the amount of skill that is actually needed in order to win going second in Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyways, that's pretty much all I had to say for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.